GG no Re. You know what? There's another game called Dungeon Academy. Do you know that? It's because it's not a very original name. It's a very generic name. Like, this should be the name of a mobile game that sells your identity to China or something. No. So that's what we're playing today. It's a mobile game turned into a tabletop game. It's Dungeon Academy. It's D&D, except you are kids in a school for adventurers, and you go each week into an illusory, virtual, I don't know, some kind of dungeon that's underneath or beyond meta the school, and for your training, so that when you go out as first level adventurers, you don't immediately die. That's the premise. Here we go. Last time, here's what happened. I'll recap the last two sessions because they formed one fictional unit, and we've probably forgotten. So on this Saturday,
someone remembers.
Yeah. So on this Saturday, you got your projector armbands. These armbands you wear in the real world, and they project holographically an image of your loadout in the dungeon, so you can compare swag with other people. We got Patroclus to come with you. He's in the new roster I printed out, the directory for the school, so you can check out his picture if you need to. You explored some side paths in the dungeon, well, not in the proper dungeon, in the wilderness outside the dungeon, and then found a cave complex labyrinth beneath the hill off the path. You found a smoky spirit of a student named Antolius, whose picture is now in there. He's the first one in the student section. Then you entered a labyrinth where you fought kobolds and giant albino lizards. Sagittarius, that's Tim's character, say hello, Tim.
Hello.
Broke through the kobold barricades, cut one down, and then was wrecked. Left off having found the exit of area of 11 of this kobold lair, and then we stopped in the dungeon. The next time we resumed, we continued into a labyrinth in the lair. We navigated verbally pretty well. I was happy with that. We encountered an obvious trap, but retrieved the treasure from it without coming to harm. In the center of the labyrinth, they see an exit, a tunnel to the ceiling, but 5 giant lizards and 4 kobolds are sleeping there. A kobold is felled, the rest retreat, but the lizards remain and TPK the rest of the party. Oh, I forgot about that. They all wake up in the Claws, which is the hospital, where Sagittarius, Tim's character, sees something strange happening to Nero, who is a third-year guy who won the joust and is generally a bro. We like him. He's from a different house, though. He's from House Nautilin, not from House Dracophon like us. A watery form. I have a note here that you cannot read. A watery form is coming up from the ground to enter Nero's nose and mouth. Sagittarius manages to shake off his medically induced drowsiness and make a racket. The entity retreats without further harm to Nero, and that is where we left off. That's the night. So yeah, if you die in the dungeon, you don't die in real life, but you suffer some lesser harm that requires you to be on the mend for the following week. So that's what's going on there. We are going to pick up with right where we would leave off. We are going to go to the feast. Not every day has planned encounters that you need to do, but certain days do. So on Saturdays, you go to the dungeon, and then you go to the Triumph Feast afterward, where the hall, the house, what is it? The hall. That's what we call it. Harry Potter is house. This is hall. It's all so confusing.
Rowling just retconned that Hogwarts also functioned this way.
Did she?
She just tweeted it out.
Okay, thanks. Good to know.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to go and do that whole scene, but just imagine a 4-tier... Actually, we are going to do the whole scene. We'll take a break. I'll show them on the map what it looks like, and we'll resume in 1 second. All right, we're back. So Asa, you've got the map of the campus. Now, there is a giant... and we'll put this in the show notes, I'm sure. There is a giant dragon, which should be ggnorecast.com/183. 183, that's what it'll be. Yep. There is a giant dragon skeleton in the midst of this fortified city where the academy is. Its head is the Great Hall, where you guys have the Triumph Feast each day.
This is a library.
Week. No, it doesn't. Right here, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. If you want something to do right, if you want somebody to point to the piece of paper right, you got to point to the piece of paper yourself.
You hand me this, and I look at the first thing that looks like a dragon.
There's several dragon things on there.
So many dragons.
All right, but this one.
Right. So imagine entering through the skull of this gigantic dragon, and there being a 4-tiered stepped system in there lit by candles, where you're having a feast, and people are bringing out all kinds... Not shown. No, not shown. We've got pork chops, we've got collard greens, we've got grits, and you guys get the best of it because
potatoes.
Your hall, Dracophon, of the 4 halls, got the most loot from the dungeon this week. So you won in points, and you're currently winning the leaderboard by like double the second place. Yeah, so you guys got a score of 1,147, and the second place is Hawkinfin with 585. So you're doing really well. But none of you, I don't think, except for you, Stefano, our new player, Menelaus is your character's name. Your character, Tacitus, was TPK'd last time, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you and Tim, Sagittarius, would be in the claws in the hospital still, not able to participate in the feast. But for the first time, we're going to zoom in and see Menelaus. Do you have any idea what you look like yet, Stefano?
A shaky hand. Give it
If not, that's okay.
Oh,
We can come back to
no, I'd have to work on that.
it. Okay, well, he'll work on that. So we just see the back of his head, perhaps. Now we're going to cut to Sunday, the next day. And we're going to do montage. You ready for this? We haven't done the montage mechanic yet. It's not supposed to be a big deal. That's the thing. It's supposed to be simple. But we're going to start, and we're just going to go clockwise around. Start with Tim. On the montage, it's just a way to get like a slice of life, a sense of what's happening. It's just the way we transition between planned encounters. So, select a player for the montage. That's Tim. And you could use this mechanic in any D&D game that you run that is kind of scene-based, I guess. So, Tim, imagine what you would be doing during this time before Sunday morning breakfast. So that's my next thing that I've got going on. So I want you to do a montage of something that you are doing, and I'll tell you more information, between now, Saturday night, while you're in the claws recuperating, and Sunday morning breakfast. If anybody wants to interject between now and then and do something before that would happen, just jump in. I'm no longer like going turn by turn saying, what do you do now? What do you do now? What do you do now? If you want to do something, you just have to interrupt, and we'll handle the interruptions Magic the Gathering style. We'll put it on the stack.
This is what I'm doing before we go back into the dungeon.
You don't have to do anything.
I know. I'm just saying, if I'm going to do it, this is when I need to do it before we go back.
Before Sunday morning.
Oh, okay.
We don't go to the dungeon again until the next Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so what you have to choose what, where, and when you're doing it. This should be standard, like common sense, but you can just say, I'm just hanging out, chilling, recuperating. That would be the default thing.
In the common room of our dorm, at the early morning hours, I'm doing 100 push-ups and 100 squats.
Just like One Punch Man. So what, Sagittarius, what do you look like again? Does everybody remember, or do I need to pull it up?
It looks like, what's his name? The actor who plays
Cedric
Diggory and
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
And that's what you consider a B class looking like.
Wait, no, this is him.
Do you have exactly one facial expression?
This is him.
I do now. Oh, no, wait. That's not Cedric Diggory.
That's not Cedric Diggory.
That's Sagittarius.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the other guy who kind of replaced him.
Do we know the name of this actor?
No.
Or the character?
I don't know.
In Harry Potter?
No, it was in the fifth
Order of the
movie?
Phoenix.
Was that the Order of the Phoenix?
Yeah.
He's
Because Cedric Diggory dies.
Yeah, and in the Goblet of Fire.
Jinx.
So it's the next movie, the Cedric. Yeah,
He's a
whoever
blonde
that
guy
is.
with...
He's kind of jockey. He's kind of
Yeah.
basic, but he's relatively good looking. But he's not
I mean,
the smartest guy.
He's a B.
Yeah, he's a B. He's all
He's
over.
an 8.
But I'm trying to train to be.
I'm with him.
The best.
All right. I'll check to see if anything goes wrong. Oh, and actually, since you guys TPK'd last time, add D6 stress. Just you two.
We started with 2. Is that what we started with?
You happen to start with 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. D6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I want you to make a strength check modified negatively by your stress, Tim. Or an athletics check. Because you're probably trained in that.
Okay. Lord.
He's calling you out on all those push-ups.
It's not great.
What did you get?
Negative something.
That's great. What's your stress right now?
3.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Dang.
So do we remember where you got? Right, it was giant lizards that got you.
Yeah, I was in there trying to get all up in their face, take the aggro, and I think I got wrecked pretty early.
So I'd like to imagine that you're doing squats and your thigh just starts bleeding profusely through your bandages and you collapse.
Oh my.
Okay, so here's another new thing. This was meant to introduce this new thing. This new thing was meant to introduce this new thing.
Which introduced an old thing?
This is...
I heard you like features, so I stuck a new feature inside of a new feature.
This is how we're going to do progression and advancement even though you're not going to level. It's called work. So, so basically anything can have a work associated with it. So your skills can, using a sword can, that kind of thing. So when you use it, you get work points toward advancement, right? They start at a tier, which is, they generally have a tier, not all of them do. But you're going to start out at tier F in each thing that has a work. So for your skills, that's also going to have a tier. So find your athletics, Tim, and write a tier value next to it, so F, and then have a space next to it where you can track progress 0 to 100.
Okay.
And I want you to roll your hit die and add 3 to the result. Don't worry about why, but just do
The
do
hit
that.
die, you said everybody's 1d4, right?
No, that's just what you roll for initial hit points. Just use your
okay.
class as a hit
Okay.
die, which is D8 for clerics,
And you said d8 plus what?
plus 3.
Okay.
And then just record that next to your work for athletics.
Since I was with him
Okay.
when he was working out and I saw him just
Oh yeah, you can always interject and say that you're there.
so I'm gonna take I said that earlier, nobody listened.
Nobody did this.
So I'm gonna take him to the claw back there.
Okay. And because of that, so what do you say when that happens? Just like imagine that for us.
Oh, dip. Geez, man, that is a lot of blood. Let's get you back to the claw. Come on. So I go and like put my arm up under him and try to help him back.
All right.
Actually, I want to do bodyguard style. I'm gonna carry him there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fireman carry.
that's so
breath away.
that's so sweet. So both of you, if you want, can advance your bond work.
Nice.
Do you see?
Yeah, I see.
Okay. So bonds start at C rather than F,
Right. Yeah.
because they're neutral. Your bond actually is extremely powerful because when it advances to a negative or positive, we use the absolute value, you'll get a modifier. So you're at C right now, which is a modifier 0. If you advance to, say, to B, which is a positive relationship, that'll be a +1 modifier, and you'll get that to attack and damage rolls and saves in defense of or against
Oh, that's really cool.
the
I like
person
that.
that you have a bond with.
I like that.
So if you're like, no, don't hurt
yeah.
Sagittarius. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Bakugo.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Friends
So-
listen to Endless Love in the Dark.
So the default die, because it wouldn't make sense to use a hit die for this work roll, you just use a D8, which is because it's in the middle of all the dice progression. So roll a D8 and add nothing to it. And you can record that next to your bond for
Where
this
there
work.
was a 0.
No. It's still going to be, yes, where there was, actually, your bonds should start at 50.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add an 8 to mine
Because you're like right in the middle of things.
because I'm thinking a lot about this.
Yeah.
So I rolled an 8.
Oh, you rolled 8. So,
Yeah.
okay, so it's going to be 58 for your C tier bond with Sagittarius.
Cool. Okay, I got it.
Got it. All right. And now that's it. That was the montage. So now it's Sunday morning, start of the next week. We've got 2 encounters today. Not that you guys really care about that, but I'll go on and see what that. Yes.
I do want to say that I kind of took the long way through the quad so that way the girls could see me. I kind of wanted it to see, and I made it super dramatic.
Let's see if you catch the eye of anyone.
Okay.
Let's just roll a reaction.
I'm just worried about my bro. Bruh.
Bruh.
You look around and keep looking for girls, but even the hot ones, they're not caring. They just look at you and continue talking or studying or walking by. Sorry to say it. It's very sad. It's very sad.
That's sad. Really good looking.
That's a bad miss.
All right, the dawn rises. Now imagine a big fortified city on a hill that overlooks a harbor to the south. To the north are long plains, eventually changing into mountains and forests, where elves live. We don't like them still, even though this is the future of CCQ.
I can't say it.
Okay. So there are many castles within like this one big wall. This has been built up over thousands of years, this settlement. Many ruins that are always in the process of being reconstructed with money from humans from all over this continent and other continents who send their noble students and also other students here to learn the practice of the dungeon guild, so to speak. Now it's time to go to church. Everyone has to go to chapel. It's like being in my high school. You have to go to chapel. All right. The bell atop the spined cathedral, because if you will look at the map, you'll see that the thorax of the skeletal dragon forms the cathedral. It's got bricks in between the bones to fill in the spaces. So it's a gigantic cathedral, dark and dim and smoky. The bell atop the spine cathedral tolls, communing all from worm to wall with music you feel in your bones. Clerics, are there any?
Yep.
Roll a d10 and a d20.
You're about to get the Holy Spirit.
A 20 and a 7.
So no ones. Very well.
Correct.
You can serve. Okay, you can serve in the procession this week if you choose to, since you've not done it. It's up to you though. Oh no, you're too injured to do that. They wouldn't let you. So forget about that. So imagine the procession into the sanctuary. Students and teachers are walking in line to the fanged cathedral doors. All follow a pair of green-bedecked halagadathim. No, wait. Haladagathim, sorry. The bearers of the holy spears, the one on the left bearing icons of pine upon the surplice, and the one on the right, magnolia, like so.
Oh.
And
It's my favorite Julia Roberts movie.
I would pay attention to some of the symbolism because it can help you solve puzzles in the dungeon, by the way. You're not one of these guys this time, Tim, so you don't need to worry about that. Once they reach the fanged doors, they pause and recite this poem that they do every time they open the doors. Open thy mouth, O serpent, and loose thy teeth, O ancient worm, for thou art slain. And our Lady hath beckoned her children to return through blood and sorrow unto their first estate. The Halagadathim then place their spears inside the sunken relief of the holy wheel that's carved into the door fangs, and they push it open with their spears. Let me show you what the wheel looks like.
Did they ever say amen?
They do not. But that's what it looks like. So it is a wheel with the hub in the middle, and each one of the segments has a letter that's carved into it, but not in Roman letters. It's in a script that you guys can't read.
In
But
special
you would know
letters.
what they meant. So they put their spears right into the middle. There's one on each door, and push it open so I can unlocks it. And you've seen this motif before in the dungeon, actually.
It's a weird church.
It is a weird church.
It's like sort of Buddhist light.
As you so you enter, there's no place to sit. There's just one long hall, and you're all standing in the middle of it. So as you pack into the shadowy nave and smell the incense of cassia and dragon fat, the ancient psalms and creeds swell around you, and you notice you're shoulder by shoulder with someone. We're going to randomly determine a player. The point of the Sunday bit, which is the most elaborate, is that it gets you some free rolls that can help you later on. So, Stefano, you're shoulder to shoulder with, roll a d8.
4.
Your best friend. Do you have one yet?
I don't think so.
This person's going to be your best friend.
Nice.
So, get out your bonds section there,
Okay.
and I will give you the person's name. Okay, it's Cornelius. He is, and just put out his description next to him. He is a B rank or B tier hard zealot. Okay, that's it. So you're shoulder to shoulder with this guy. You look over and see him.
What number do I put?
It would be C for your initial.
It's a B.
No, don't worry about that.
Oh.
Forget about that.
All right.
I mean, you can write, just don't worry about it.
Okay.
And how do you react? If you're friendly, roll a d6 because you are friendly.
Yeah. He's like my best friend. 1.
1. Okay, so the way you guys make your introduction is that you have a very wholesome moment when you're singing together and you look over at one another. That's it. That's your wholesome moment. That's how you introduce yourself. That's
Okay.
it. Now, a student always reads the day's lesson from the scriptures. And so imagine one of the students, it's not you today, Tim, but it's one of the clerics always, represented by a snippet below. 17. In wrath, remember thy mercy. Cleric reader, if you've not already hit, check composure. So a random PC gets an insight during the homily related to that reading. So it will be you, Asa. The reading was, in wrath, remember thy mercy. So you will get an insight during the homily related to that reading. This is called an epiphany. The PC's player chooses a subject or person, and the GM provides the epiphany. The player can let the GM decide the subject of the epiphany as well as the content. So just write somewhere on your note, in wrath, remember thy mercy, and we can make that make sense, probably to your advantage, sometime during the following week. Okay?
Cool.
So it's like a kind of a supernatural ability that you'll have.
Lightning struck my brain.
There you go. Okay, so unless you guys have anything else you want to do today, we're going to switch to the next day, Monday, when we have classes again.
I want to go say, hey guys, did you see me kill it up there?
Wait, up where?
Didn't I read something?
No.
Oh, never mind.
You're just hearing the homily like everybody else.
Oh.
But you're the one we're focusing on.
Did nobody else see me? It felt like I was up there.
No, you were not up there, buddy.
It was in wrath, remember her mercy?
Thy.
Thy mercy.
Her mercy.
Yeah, nah.
I was half listening. Thy mercy.
All right, Stefano, you're
Yes.
the montage this time. So can you imagine between Sunday night and Monday morning for classes, what you would be doing? This does not have to be big or complex. The idea is once you've done this a few times, it takes like 4 seconds. Would you be hanging out? Would you be training, studying?
I'm really committed to the acrobatics to build the dexterity, so I'm probably doing calisthenics.
Calisthenics?
Maybe some tumbling.
Okay.
Maybe I can do squats and blood doesn't cascade from my thighs.
I would hope not.
That'd be ideal.
When you're more familiar with the layout of the campus and the dorm, you can pick a place, but I'll just pick one for you.
I'm going to ask him to
I'm
go
at that
outside. 'cause he's doing-
I'm
Are we-
at that spiral looking thing.
What spiral looking thing is he talking
What is
about?
that?
The
Oh, he's looking at the very large overland map.
Oh, that's
Lich yard?
the graveyard.
Yeah, that's where I do my.
Are you doing like
calisthenics.
parkour in the graveyard?
Yeah, parkour over the tombstones.
All
Lots
right.
of tumbling,
Dude, that's cool.
dodging the goths.
All right, let me see if anything goes wrong.
Nothing.
No, everything goes totally fine. I like to imagine you landing a particularly difficult jump, and how do you react? Do you react with like enthusiasm, or are you just super chill about it, like you're just expecting it to be that way?
Yeah, I'm all about acting like you've been there before.
All right. So next to your acrobatics skill, write your current tier, which is F, because you're just learning, and then roll your HD, which is I believe a D8, and add 3 to the roll, and write that next to your tier. So that should be F, and then whatever this is. So what you get?
Everything I roll is a 1.
Sad.
All right, I know it's terrible. So add to that what?
3.
3. Okay.
And just note that. When you get to 100, you increase your tier.
And then I put that next to acrobatics.
Yeah, so your acrobatics should have your modifiers, and then just to the right of it, I would put F, and then the number that you just rolled plus 3.
most of this was inspired, or a lot of this was inspired by Fire Emblem, wasn't it?
To some degree, yeah.
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 I'm gonna pick that one up next.
Dude, it's really good. It's very similar in certain ways.
Oh, I rolled the wrong one. I'm sorry. Should I?
That's good. Just you can keep it. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right. So the next day is the first day of the week, Monday, Chaluv. It is time for class. We're not going to go each day through this. Like Monday is the day we do all the class stuff and see what you're going to be learning for the whole week. And then Friday there's a test. So we can basically skip from Monday to Friday and then get to the dungeon the next day.
All right.
Unless you guys interrupt and have stuff you want to do in the meantime.
I'm always on the prowl.
Yep. So here's something you may want to keep in mind. In 5e, inspiration is a thing where you get a chip and you can cash it in to get advantage on a roll. In this, you can do that as well. However, you get inspiration from following one of your quests. You should have quests written down, at least one. You should have started with one from your background. So if you want to interrupt any time during the school phase to follow your quest, then you'll get inspiration, whether you succeed or fail at what you're wanting to do. So I think you already have. You looked for a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So you get inspiration.
Oh, sweet.
I don't just take something here.
What?
Bottle cap. You got it. Now,
Fallout.
if you want to follow up on the quest and continue and do it again, you can do that, but you won't get further reward.
I'm looking for another A.
Okay.
I'm trying to find that diamond in the rough.
Like I said, if you do it again, you won't get further mechanical bonus,
Right.
but you can, and that's what basically the game is about. But if you just want to skip to the dungeon, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Monday. We've got what do we got? A cleric, a rogue, and a wizard.
Magic boy.
Okay, so we're going to have 3 different classes. So pull up the front of the roster there. We'll do clerics first because they're first in order. So after the Chancellor should be, so that's Chancellor Hosta. The next one will be...
Are those chicken feet?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what you're referring to. Okay, that's your
Oh, wait.
master.
Sorry, I'm turning 2 pages.
No, that was the right one. That's the warden. She's in charge of the
Warden.
entire college
Okay.
of saints. And there is your like homeroom teacher, basically.
Alba.
So she is the main teacher and tutor for everyone in your class. So all the saints in class 1B, year 1, that's you. So she has something that she is going to introduce as a test for this week You will take it as a work, and it's something that you can improve on later, and you'll get additional works as well. But here's how that goes. Let's see. What is the test going to be this week? I think it is classes Saints. Cleric duties and responsibilities, sitting the entwined throne. Okay, so the test, so imagine her in this small chapel that she teaches classes in, teaching you about the duties you have as a cleric to go from town to town and sit on this tree stump that's made from 2 trees intertwined. You remember this from playing CCQ, probably, hopefully. And she's going on about all the things that are expected of you and what you can expect from other people, what kind of hospitality you should receive. And the test that she has for this week is climbing up the tall pillars outside, called the Magarathim, as the judges did of old. So these are 20-foot tall entwined towers carved with little handholds, and you are going to climb up to the top of them without falling off and breaking your neck. That is the test. So I believe the procedure that I have for this is for each class to test how the master. Okay, that's right. So let's see how you do. You should not expect to succeed, but we can imagine you getting up to the base of this entwined tower, everyone looking on, including where's Publius? No, Publius he's in spears. Never mind. So he wouldn't be there for this class. And I suppose it'd be an athletics roll. So you get 3 handholds up, and let's see how you do. DC 20 athletics roll. But do you have a work tier associated with athletics yet? Should be on your front page.
Yep.
What is it?
7.
A tier?
Oh, sorry, F.
F. Okay, so F corresponds to -3. So you're going to roll your athletics, whatever the normal bonus is, then modify by your tier bonus.
18 plus 1, 17, -3.
Yep.
14.
14. Oh, you had to get a 15 to get it.
Oof.
But you're not expected to do it the first day. That's what the rest of the training this week is supposed to be for. The DC at Friday is lower.
Okay.
Yep. To represent the training you do in the meantime. So you get up and you fall off onto the padding. But no one makes fun of you because almost everyone is falling off.
That your hip does just like shoot out of socket and just start bleeding everywhere.
But yeah, I can imagine you are still bleeding.
Yeah.
So make a work roll for that. So it's your HD again,
here?
+3, and add it to your athletics work.
Oh.
All right. Next class is, we'll just go in order here. You are Shades. So your teacher, you can go through, it's in order. So Shades are after Spears. So after that one, keep on going. Oh, that's it. Lucilla. She's your master. She has you this week practicing throwing knives. So I would make this work, since it's not a skill, it's a particular use of a weapon. There should be a place on your character sheet. Let me look here on the 5e sheet. Not under actions.
Did I go to a class?
I'm going in order.
Okay.
Y'all are all in different classes, so
Right.
you can't participate at the same time.
Felt left out.
You're in potions right now
Oh, okay. You see
with
Nice.
Snape.
Nice.
the second page, features and traits.
Uh-huh.
There's a big open space there where you could list a lot of different works. So you could just write throwing knives.
Okay.
It's going to be, you're going to start at F, which is going to be -3. You don't have to remember that. Just do throwing knives F. And she has you sneaking through. So she's got you in the passages, which is a structure in the middle of campus that's like a giant cube with labyrinthine. How do you say that? Labyrinthine. Like a labyrinth passages, like it's a dungeon, like an above ground dungeon.
Like a corn maze.
She's got you navigating through there, and then at a weird angle, timed, throwing a knife into a target, and you have to hit it exactly. So again, it's DC 15, and you need to make a dexterity. So you're going to roll D20. We can imagine you getting right ready to do it, throwing at the target. D20 plus your dexterity modifier, plus your proficiency bonus, because you're proficient with knives. So that's going to be +2 for that. And then minus your current tier bonus, which is -3.
Labyrinthine.
So
Labyrinthine.
D20 +2 plus dexterity
Yep, which is +3, right, for you?
+2.
Wait, is it not 16?
It's 15.
Didn't it increase by 1? Okay, that's fine.
It says 2.
That's fine.
I'll take it.
So that's going to be +4 -3 for your tier, which is F, because
Okay.
you're not practiced at this yet.
So
that's going to be
+4.
+1 total.
Okay, +1. All right. 4.
Okay,
plus
so no.
1, so 5.
You missed it. It plonks off, but you do get to make a work roll toward it. So your HD plus 3, and record that next to the F. When it gets to 100, then you advance,
My HD.
which is a D8.
Okay. Oh yeah. So the hit one.
Yeah,
Right.
D8 plus 3, and add that. Put that number next to the F. And when you're in the dungeon, every time you use the skill, you get to make a work roll for it.
Oh, nice.
Gotcha.
And that's how your hit points
Okay.
advance too. Whenever you attack or are attacked, your hit point work gets stuff toward it.
Unless you pass out.
Well, yeah.
So I got a 6.
So it's like Pokemon.
Did you add a 3 to it?
No. So 9.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're almost 10% of the way to improving it.
Okay. Good.
So you start out sucking,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then if you increase it, you will be better than a normal 5e character.
Sucking at something is the first step in being good at something.
Was it kind of good at something?
Yeah,
Was that,
yeah.
is that it? All right, now Asa, it's your turn. You are stars, right?
Yep.
So turn in the directory to the next school.
Is there a way for me to woo a teacher?
Yeah,
I know
you
because
just do it.
Lucilla is kind of hot.
Just turn the next teacher in there.
Will you turn for me?
I believe it
Currently,
is-
I'm working on.
Oh, it's what's his name?
Severus.
No. That's the warden.
Oh, sorry.
He's the head of the. It's Trianus.
Okay.
Tranius.
No, Trianus. Trianus. And he looks
I
like.
like Tranius.
And he's what's the guy's actor's name? That's from Spider-Man 3.
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh my gosh, that's Goth Tobey Maguire.
yeah, it's
with his
goth
hair.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh.
That's imagine that guy as your teacher. All right. So he's got you creating wands.
All right.
All right. So he's got you choosing a wood, choosing a filament, memorizing the spell of integration to merge the filament with the wand, memorize the spell to insert into the wand, and all this kind of stuff.
All right.
We're gonna roll to see how well you do it. So
Do I have a lifeline? Can I text Mason?
So
Oh.
make on your second page there where I had him record his work for throwing knives. Make a work called Wandcraft.
And is this in features and traits?
Yeah, because it's a place where a lot of space is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wandcraft, and this is not something that you can like really get better at, so it doesn't have a tier.
Okay.
So if you succeed on the check, you
I have a one.
can just do it.
Okay.
So it's DC 15.
Do I get a modifier?
It's just an intelligence check or Arcana.
Oh, okay. Oof. 14.
14. Your wand caught on fire. It didn't work out. So and it just collapsed into ashes in front of you on your desk. You hate to see it.
No.
Okay. Well, that's everybody's thing this week. You're going to be practicing this throughout the week, and we'll see what happens. Let's take a break real quick, and we'll get to the next day, and
right.
then we'll get to the tests and then the dungeon.
Dungeon.
I think we're just going to skip to the dungeon, add some other things I was going to do, but we'll just do the tests and go straight to the dungeon. So we'll go back to the thing you were doing before. Just make your test against DC 10. Imagine this is, what is it? What test was it? It was athletics. You remember climbing the two big pillars?
Yeah.
DC 10, it's going to be -3 in addition to whatever your bonuses normally are for your tier.
I thought I just did that.
Yeah, that's
I'm doing it again. I may have had a brief nap in between.
this is Friday. We're skipping to Friday.
Oh, it's another day doing the same thing.
no,
Got it.
you've practiced the whole week.
Okay, yeah,
It's
but
climb.
it's
It's
another
like
day.
Rocky.
But it is another day doing the same thing.
Yes, it's the test. You were introduced
Got
to the
it.
subject,
Got it.
and now it's the test.
I literally took a nap between when we did this.
I kind of like the way it sounds with being muted.
And because I took a nap, I rolled a 20. So
Did
suck
you?
it.
Okay, so you climb all the way to the top, and how do you react? Are you jubilant or some other way?
I'm a little bit ambivalent because I'm like, yeah, I mean, obviously I did that, right? Because what else would I get?
All
I'm
right.
Awesome.
So you can roll your work again. So your HD +3, and put that next to those work points. All right, Stefano.
Yes.
Same thing for you. See, you are throwing knives. That's right. Going through this labyrinth in the passages and trying to hit a target at the end with your throwing knives. This time it's only DC 10 that you're fighting against. So it's going to be +1 against DC 10.
Okay.
I remember the modifier.
Will I roll? Oh, you can turn me on now.
Okay, you're unmuted.
Will I roll for every day between
No,
Monday
no.
and Friday
No.
for my wand?
No.
No, all right.
No.
Wait.
And I can generate a wand for you if you want, or you can pick it yourself.
Sorry. Remind me of what I do again. Sorry.
Just roll D20 and add 1.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Dang it. 6.
So you miss again. Yeah, add 1 stress.
All right.
I imagine Tim getting to the very top and like a smile comes to his face as a little bit of blood trickles down his leg.
And
I keep a
You
straight
get-
face. Everything's fine.
Thigh blood.
you get D8 plus 3 work points toward that again.
Everybody
All right.
does this.
All right, now, Asa, your turn.
All right. Same thing.
Yep. Trying to do your wand craft here. Do you do it?
Nope.
DC 10?
Worse. Oh,
Oh.
wait. DC 10?
I just said DC 10 like 3 times.
Oh, no.
No, you still don't?
No.
You busted.
Dadgummit.
You are so busted.
You should have taken a nap.
Oh, hey. Can I spend a
Inspiration?
Inspiration?
Absolutely you can.
Oh, I have that.
nat 20?
No, Tim, you missed out on that conversation as well.
Apparently.
How do you get inspiration in this game? Do you know? Doesn't know. Asa, you got a nat 20.
I never
Yep.
know.
Do you want me to generate a wand for you?
Yeah, but make it like real awesome. Put flames on it
Real
instead.
awesome? I don't know. Let's see.
Maybe put some.
Fashioned of mape. Are you writing this down?
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, these people.
Oh, no.
I feel like Dr. Manhattan. I'm tired of these people. It's starting to be caught up in the tangle of their lives.
Big blue.
Is this gonna have Saban hair embedded in the
Better
wand
not.
itself?
Saban here?
I want an eagle
Wait,
hair.
what?
All right, you ready?
Malzahn hair? I don't know. I can't
Maple, 10 inches long,
Average.
rigid,
Average.
with a core of kobold bone, and inscribed with heroic legends.
I'm not impressed.
Rigid.
These will have mechanical effects, possibly. So you might want to bring it up to me if you think it might matter.
Kobold bone. What was the last thing?
Inscribed with heroic legends.
Heroic legends. Remember when I kept calling kobolds cobalts?
A lot of people do that.
Yeah. Cobalt's a brand of tool they sell at Lowe's.
It's also like
It's
an
a
element or
cobalt.
something.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yep. All right. So let's imagine how you guys are spending the night preparing for the next morning when you will descend into the dungeon. Tim, what is Sagittarius doing? Just chilling out, or is he training, or hanging out with friends? What would he
He's
be
half
doing?
training, half messing with his hair,
All right.
trying to get it look right.
What would Menelaus be doing?
Probably trying to make friends with that Cornelius fellow.
All right, hanging out with Cornelius.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can get a progress roll toward that.
Maybe smoking a hookah.
Yeah. So remember, you start at 50
Uh-huh.
for that, and so you can just roll a d8 and add nothing to it. I mean, just roll d8 and add the result to your roll. And what about you?
I'm going to go try and find a girlfriend.
All right. So
Big
where do you go to try to
girlfriend.
do that? Look, you have got the campus map right there.
Well, is it super late or is it like just afternoon?
Be whenever you want,
Okay.
just after classes in the early afternoon and before Saturday morning when Dungeon Delve.
Most of my thoughts are food based or female based.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to like the lunchroom, like or whatever equivalent there is.
Okay.
And go there. Yeah.
So in our hall, or are you going to try to sneak into some other place? There's lots of students in.
Where
your-
did I see an A this week?
Yeah, you've seen several A's. There's
Okay.
probably some in Dracophon.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 or 2. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Homie don't care.
All right, let's see. So, actually, you find one without complication that seems eligible.
Oh.
Let me find a name for you real quick. I think I've got Dracophon students. Let's see, what's somebody that we haven't used yet? Nah. Okay, we can do that. And we'll say that she is not a B, but an A. Perfect. So her name is Agrippina. Agrippina, however you want to say it. Agrippina.
I'm
And
gonna call her Aggie.
she has like an almost elfin face. It's a chin very tapered to a point with hair that's so blonde it's almost silvery. And so she has, she's coming out of the kitchens, apparently having prepared a bowl of some kind of curry for herself, which is very strange. It's not the kind of thing you would eat here.
Yeah. Seems very Nintendo.
Yeah. And so she's sitting alone at a table in the corner and has a book she's reading.
And all I have is a
by
plate
herself.
of dubious meat.
Dubious me like Zelda. All right, so what's your move?
I'm gonna go up to her and ask her
So what do we see Tacitus? What is his immediate reaction when he sees
like
Agrippina sitting there?
Dreamweaver starts playing in his head.
That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm going
He
for.
gets
Perfect.
tunnel vision and he just and he sees her and he knows it's like that's her. That's the one. Unless it's not, and then it might be another one. Anyway, but he's very interested and he's gonna go walk over because like one of my flaws is gluttony, which
Yeah.
I have to really work on.
Okay.
So like I'll eat and just keep eating. So I'm very interested in food. So I'm gonna go ask her what she put in her curry. I'm gonna introduce myself first, and like say, hey, I'm Tacitus.
Here's my meat.
I've seen you around, but that looks really good.
All right. So make a charisma check and add your tier to it, which would be +2. So charisma check +2.
So 6.
6.
I rolled a 2.
She looks up and says, "Oh, hey. Yeah, I've already got a boyfriend."
I just asked you what was in your curry.
No, you're not asking me about my curry.
All right, I'm gonna go.
So you don't have to give up. You can try again later with her.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, I guess because we're on an even playing field, because she's an A and I'm an A.
Yeah.
Like it's a lateral move. She
Yeah.
doesn't really. I'm not interested.
yeah. Tacitus.
But the thing is, I am a glutton, so like I really do want to know what's in the curry. So now I don't care anymore.
I like that you have this like internal monologue about it.
Yeah,
like
that's
do
it.
do I go back and ask about the curry
Yeah.
or do I leave?
I'm like halfway through, and I'm like, wait, no, it's not about. Like I did want to ask you, but I do want to know what that curry is.
So what do you end up doing? Do you
I'm
wanna
gonna
roll
turn around.
to see?
And, I'm gonna go back and say, no, okay, yeah, I get the boyfriend thing. What's in the curry?
Okay, so, and she goes on this list of like 14 obscure ingredients. She says, yeah, I have them special order it in. My family's kind of rich, so they can accommodate my taste. I have a very sophisticated palate. That's why I have to do all this. I hope you understand.
Yeah, that just smelled delicious. I'm gonna go.
Okay, I do have a boyfriend though, thanks.
All right, thanks for telling me what's in your curry.
All right, so now it's time for the dungeon.
And as I'm leaving, like a slowed down dream.
And you can add her to your mons and make a roll
Yeah.
toward increasing that.
Well,
It would just be a D8 unmodified.
And I don't put I put a star for.
Actually, it
playing
could be a
characters.
D12 since you're romantic with her, or you want to be romantic. You can roll a D12. All right, so now it is time. Let me find.
Said
this
D12?
thing. Yep.
11. So 61.
Oh, and I've got
Man.
visual things here.
I made her second guess that boyfriend just a little bit.
just a little
a
bit.
little bit, or just like how much curry she needs to order from her parents. She
We'll
got a
see.
curry, bro. I'm in the curry zone.
All right. So if you look on the map of campus, you'll see in the very center there's a place called the Hex, where there is a statue. There's a poem about it. A field of green, 6 sides about, enclosed within the lady looms. Her spear has pierced the serpent's head. Her foot has crushed its scaly neck. So she's got 6 arms and is putting a spear. And the spear is it's got like a boar spear. So there's a handle kind of thing, a crossbar near the tip, so it doesn't pierce too far. And it's got another crossbar at the top, which is why the symbol for clerics is that like typographical dagger. That's like cross like that. That's how their spears look. And you go beneath the statue into like a secret staircase to get down into the womb, which is your portal to the dungeon. All right, and imagine this liquid, but black. And that's what it looks like. So beneath the statue of the queen, there is smell of cinnamon, staircase going down into darkness. And then when you get there, imagine like a statue of a pregnant woman, but lying on her back and then like falling down through the stone floor until just the belly and the face, like the torso, is coming up out of the ground. And the masters engage a mechanism to pull the belly back like cesarean section, except it goes all the way back and reveals this inky black pool. And so in batches, the students are baptized into the pool to teleport you to the dungeon. So you all go in a big batch. You don't know who you're going to end up going with, but you will, of course, all end up being in the same group.
Is there a way to tell where that smell of cinnamon is coming from?
No.
I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her a curry.
Okay, well,
So there you go.
make a quest.
Okay.
Quest. Make
It's my curry quest,
Agrippina curry.
which is not far off from stuff you do in Zelda.
No, it's not. Okay, so yeah, your entire class is baptized at once. 27 masters baptizing 27 students. The homeroom master, which is, it'd be different for each one of you, baptizes the top ranked students. And here we go. Once you're baptized, you're around the pool. So you're baptized, and when you come back up, not in the real world, you come back up in the dream world, the illusion world, the virtual world, whatever you want to call it. And around the pool now are statues figured after your own person. So you have a statue that represents yourself, and you can see your likeness in it. And at its feet is a chest that has your gear in it, so you can re-equip yourself.
Sweet. I look at one and I'm like, man, that one's so pretty I can't even look at it. Oh wait, that's mine. I go to my chest.
So Stefano, since you haven't played with us before, you can just assume you have basic gear like sword and maybe some dagger or two for throwing, but you don't have a lot. They had to get their stuff from the dungeon. They came in with nothing.
Like completely unarmed?
Like completely unarmed.
Okay.
And they had to get stuff.
What about these?
What about what?
It says weapons that I have. Are those ones that I actually have?
Probably
Well, actually,
not.
hold on.
They would have been on your other sheet.
Yeah, I've got what I have.
So there are other pedestals for other statues, but right now there are only 3 that are there. If there had been more students that showed up, the more statues would have appeared. All right. And you guys follow through up the stairs into a large room that's lit by 8 torches. And they're held by 8 statues that are in a circle. And in the midst of them is a fire pit. It's literally a pit in the earth that goes down who knows how far, that has fire spewing up out of it. And beyond this circle around the fire pit is the big door that you go into the proper dungeon with. And to the left of this circle of statues is a passage to the tutorial dungeon. These guys have already been through the tutorial dungeon, so we're not going to do that one. But we can pass through this door. It looks kind of like that. And into... You want me to give you the Dark Souls style title card?
Mm-hmm.
With what it's actually called?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go to the Lost Estate.
Ooh.
And I've got a map. I don't know if I've showed you the map of it before. There's a map of it.
I'm the map.
don't think so.
Let me get it. I mean, it's not fancy. But this is the map of the Lost Estate.
All right.
You're coming up through a trap door here inside a ruined great house, like a manor. And all the stuff is there that you need to know about. If you just want to leave and go through the gate, it's in the north. If you want to look at any other things, please point them out to somebody else. Hold this, please. Just let me know. If you say you just want to go through the gate, you can. There's the spider gardener, the skeleton smith, and you had a wizard's lab that you investigated briefly before.
Peter the spider gardener.
Was it? No, I thought it was Stanley. Or Stan.
Oh, it was.
He was named after Stan Lee.
That's right.
Stanley had just
Stanley.
died, I think.
That's right, Stanley. The Stanley, the guard.
So is the skeleton forge guy, the smith, whatever, is he friendly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants you to bring back ores and materials from monsters you've slain,
Okay.
and he will forge them for you
Okay.
into various things that may help you.
And when I got my wand, did I get anything? Like a spell?
No.
Okay. So I'm just kind of like, oh, this is cool, man.
I got the spell. You mastered the spell to make
the
your
wand.
wand.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only spell you
I'm
know
waiting on
so
the
far.
graphics card.
Yeah. Reading magic is next time.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
I don't know if there's anywhere to go in the state proper.
I'm going to the...
Hold on, let me hold up. Withered labyrinth or broke down.
The withered labyrinth is just like the old garden with like a hedge maze that's all withered so you can see through it. And the spider gardener there's a 9x9 grid that's like a farm plot, and he's told you to bring back interesting items and he may plant them and see what happens.
Yeah.
Can I go ask him if he has anything for curry? Can I bring anything naturally
No.
back with me from here? Okay. So looking for ingredients for a curry would be a curry that I ate here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, you could look for ingredients here, but you'd have to find them in the real world.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe
Anybody know where to find eldritch seed?
Yeah, and I don't think you guys have given the smith or the gardener any materials yet.
no, and I don't think we found anything that significance that I remember.
I mean, you found monsters, but I don't think you've harvested stuff from them to give.
No.
Probably just didn't remember. But that's fine. So you can just say hello and continue if you wish.
Yeah, I think we would.
I want to give him 8 half-halves.
I don't remember how he talks. Do you remember how he talks?
Who?
The gardener.
No.
He says, what is the meaning of this custom?
It's a greeting. It's just to let us become more familiar with each other.
Oh, isn't that unique?
Yeah, I thought you'd like it.
All right. So
I've actually never met you.
Have you not?
No, I wasn't. With
No, he wouldn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
I assume this happens after I was introduced to him by
Yeah,
Tim.
let's
Sure.
assume the thing went on like that.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to be in the dungeon overworld here.
Is he constantly gardening?
No, not always. You find him in different places around, but he's usually hanging around his garden.
Halfway a movie joke.
Is that a movie joke?
The constant gardener.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I got.
Whack whack whack.
Okay, so imagine you exit these gates, which you can't really see beyond. It just looks like a bunch of trees, like tall pine trees all around that you can't see through, like gigantic. And like the great
Like sequoias?
like sequoias,
Yeah.
but pine trees.
Redwood.
Like these kind of trees don't exist, right?
You see a man's skeleton crushed by a pine cone.
The gates creak open, and beyond the mossy and tumbled walls, the air now is convolving with inky swirls. So look up in the air. It's dark. It's always night. There's always a moon out. And the air is literally swirling with like inky substance. And
That ain't natural.
but there's a road that goes straight ahead, and on the road, those swirls of wispy ink are dispersed. It's clear air on the road, and it goes right into a forest. So that is the way to go. You guys have been this way before, and you now have the title card come up, Shady Grove. Here we are. Now there is a path off to the right immediately before you get to the forest, but it's all covered up in that inky air. I assume you guys would not want to go that way.
That's correct.
Does anyone want to test and see what happens when you get into it?
No, man.
Okay.
I know that's not usually my scene.
I-
I usually will run up and touch everything, but I'm
All
a
right.
little bit more careful.
Let's take a break real quick, and I'll get my stuff. I've got a giant 11 by 17 piece of gridded paper, and I got to get it all situated in preparation to run this part of the game. So let's take a
Whoop,
2-minute
whoop.
break. All right, you've entered the Shady Grove, and we're proceeding on. Marching
Sounds like a
order.
nursing home.
Marching order, who's in front, etc. Ace, are you going to go in
I
front
got the
since you
torch.
got the torch?
Yeah.
Wizard in front. That makes sense. That's good. We'll do that. All right. So let me pull this up. I've got my junk here. I'm on my junk. So after you pass through into the forest, you notice on the right-hand side, this is not a normal forest. On the right-hand side is all cedar trees, densely packed. On the left-hand side of the road is all pine trees. There is a path into the cedar tree forest on your right, or you can keep going forward.
Previously, we opted to go forward and not follow these paths.
Let's go to the cedar tree.
What do you guys think?
He wants to go off the main path.
Now, do note that if you want to actually enter the proper dungeon, you just keep going straight.
Oh, let's just go straight, y'all.
But you guys have never been there.
You make it. We got sidetracked.
There ain't gonna be no moths in the cedar trees. We know that, so we can mark moths off.
It's funny that you say that.
That's a good thing.
This is just Mothman Prophecies, the RPG. I love that movie so much. You guys know that movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's the best. All right, so you're going to continue past?
Yeah.
All right. Not too long later, you see... I'm letting you know when a 10-minute turn is... I had to do math, guys. I know how long this path is, and I had to look up how quickly a human walks and then do division and multiplication and stuff.
I'm glad for these details.
So when 10 minutes passes, you'll know. So you've been walking for less than 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
It's all realistic. It's all real. If you die in this game, you die in real life. All right, then there's a path to the left to the pine forest. Do you take it or not?
Nope.
Then, up in front of you, you see a hill.
A hill. There's a fallen
There's
tree
a fallen
somewhere.
tree over the road.
Mm-hmm.
And on that tree, you see a figure. Now, you guys are savvy to this, and
Wait a
so
minute.
you would not let yourselves be seen, I don't think.
Did everything reset?
And you see a figure, and he's just hanging out there, sitting on the log, kind of like laying back.
So the game state has reset.
You don't know that.
We rested at the bonfire.
You don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? He's got a lantern on the log next to him.
Does he have an axe?
You don't see one. He's dressed like a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty stealthy. Is it possible that I sneak up behind him?
Oh, what do you say to him to educate him about the situation, Sagittarius? To Menelaus here. I imagine you guys
So
are
I would
off
tell
the
them-
path in the pine trees and looking looking out through the tree cover at this situation.
Yeah, so I would tell him this seems extremely familiar. The last time we were here, there was such a character up there on the tree, and he tried to trick us, and it turned out to be a bandit ambush.
So what do?
So maybe instead of sneaking up behind that dude, I should investigate whether there are bandits ready to ambush us.
Or could we try to just go around?
Or that.
Yeah, I mean, you can go left or right. Left through the pine trees. Or actually, at this point, yeah, left through the pine trees or right through the trackless cedars. You would just have to strike a balance between being able to find your way back, being able to see who you're talking about.
We'll just follow the blood trail left by Tim's leg.
I think he's off. He's fine in the. He's fine now.
This is not in the
It's
real
a week
world.
later.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Somebody take charge. Who's going to be our caller? Who's going to say what happened?
All right. I say we go left into the pine. There's a trail there.
No, there's no trail.
No trail.
I mean, there was, but you already passed it.
Okay. Well, let's just go around and take the pine tree way.
Well, you don't listen. So you don't have to actually take an explicit trail because you don't know where that
No,
goes.
I know. No, I'm not saying take the. I'm saying let's go.
Just sneak through the pines.
Yeah.
On the left.
Okay.
The pine side.
Who has? You have the highest stealth. Okay. So you may not have a tier next to your stealth yet. You probably don't have like a letter grade rating there. So go ahead and rate it as F.
Okay.
And don't even bother putting a number there. Although you can put it now after you make your roll. So make a dexterity check. Plus, what do you have expertise in?
Stealth +6.
Oh, okay. So just make it +3 instead, and roll it with advantage for sneaking through the trees. And I will let your stealth roll work for them, like you're leading the way and getting them through here.
So roll d20 twice, take the highest one.
And then add 3 to it.
So 14.
Okay. So as you are moving along, you're taking quiet steps forward. You're about parallel with the tree that's fallen across the road now, and the guy hasn't seen you. And in fact, up ahead, you can see, and Tacitus, Sagittarius are following you about 5 feet behind, almost in touch range, and you can hear him whispering, or not really whispering. He's saying, "Man, I don't want to be out here no more longer. Might not even be anybody out lately. There's been all this stuff going on. We're going to be sitting out here forever. We might not even get nobody to come through here." And you can hear a voice ahead of you in this pine forest, probably 20 feet in front of you, saying, "Well, boss said we had to stay out here until we just got plumb sick of it. I ain't plumb sick of it yet, and I need some more coins. So we're staying out here until I say we're going back. You understand?" The guy says, all right. So that's the situation. What do? They do not seem to have detected you.
Hostage or kill him?
I think someone should throw their voice, pretend to be a bandit. Say, I'm plumb sick of this.
We're gonna do that 10 feet behind the other guy.
What do you guys
I
do?
could just have another rando stationed in the woods for ambush.
Let's see. I have +9 stealth. I do have a knife though. I mean, what I'd like to do is sneak up behind him and grab him from the back and put my knife to his throat and say, "I think you're plumb sick of this."
I mean, you guys can do that. You can engage these guys, or you can just try to go around deeper into the forest.
I
you can
I
go
want to see
back.
what happens when I let Asa make all the calls.
Or you can go back the way you came and go
I'm
the
gonna
other
do
way
it.
through the cedar forest.
Is there a way we could find out
Tim
if
wants
it's
to
just
go to
two
sleep.
guys?
Is there? How would you find that out if you were there?
I tell you what, one way you can do it, you sneak up behind one of them and put a knife to their throat, which is what I'm doing.
It's happening.
Do you guys remember the dungeon you found around here last time?
I remember there was a hole near the top.
You went around the right side of the hill.
Yeah.
The hill's on the right, and it's like the road is right at the foot of the hill, with the hill up on its right, and they had a camp up there. And you burned it down last time.
Yeah.
And around the back of the hill, there is a little path with a dungeon with kobolds in it underneath.
Yes. We went deep down into the earth.
Yep. I'm just making sure you remember where that is.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'd like to sneak up behind him and put my knife to his throat.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you going to stop him? Anybody going to stop him from doing this?
Nope.
Is it possible that I sneak up behind the other guy while he's doing that?
I don't understand how this looks. So one guy that you've heard is in the woods, just 20 feet ahead of you, and the other guy is on the log in plain sight of everybody.
Right. Can I sneak up?
He's like out in a clearing. You probably won't be able to sneak on
I mean, he's in the middle, literally in the middle of the road, on
Yeah.
top of a log.
There's just one guy who's presumably hiding, but he doesn't know that we're also in the woods with him.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that's how I think
I want to tell you guys once I get this guy to
I mean,
go.
if the question is, can I sneak up on the guy that's on the log in the middle of the road?
Nah.
That was my question.
I mean, can you? You'd have to explain it to me what you're doing. It's not just making a roll, although I would call for a roll for various reasons, but you'd have to tell me how you're doing it.
I want to tell these guys as I'm going up behind this guy to put my knife to his throat. I want them to go on to hide behind trees, and I'm gonna have this guy call for that guy to come to him, and then you guys hop on him when he comes in there, like a trap.
I'm not sure I understand what.
Well,
Like
so-
if we're here and the trees are over here, and this is where this guy is, I want me to go up behind him, the guy with the trees, and then I want them to go hide behind 2 trees on the outer like edge of the pine trees, and then this
On
guy
the same side of the road?
yes, and they're gonna call for the guy from the clearing to come in there, and then they jump on him.
Okay, I
So
understand.
I thought you were gonna try to get him to convince everybody else to leave by saying I'm plumb tired.
Well, I am, but then it changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll just see where this goes. If I can even get up to him, and then I'll, you guys go and
We
do
are
that anyway.
positioned.
Yes,
Would you rather him, who has stealth, do it?
You can.
That would maybe make some sense.
Yeah, I've got a plus. It's at 0,
And then it's going to be -3.
and then -3. Yeah, you do it.
Okay.
That was a 1.
All right, so the plan, let me make sure I got this right. So
I mean, he can still sneak up on him, and then you can talk to him.
Menelaus
Yeah.
is going to go sneak up on the guy and put his knife to his throat, the guy in the woods that you've seen 20 feet ahead of you. And you guys are going to move past him
As he's
as he's doing that
Yeah.
and try to pincer people that come. Okay, I understand. So make your check, not with advantage this time.
oof.
And I'm not going to tell you how difficult it is.
So I roll the d20 again, right?
Yeah.
+3 again. Oh, but anytime you roll this, make sure you're doing a work roll, like getting better, like XP toward that skill. Mm-hmm. So that would have been a D8 +3 toward your stealth the last time you made the roll.
Okay.
And you'll do it again after you make this roll. So the more you do it, the better you get at it. At least it has to be in a stressful situation like this to count, but there you go.
So 3.
3 is your D20 roll +3.
Uh-huh.
So you have inspiration.
3 plus.
So you rolled 3 in your D20.
Yeah.
Yikes. He does not have inspiration.
That
So
sucks.
6
So
total.
6.
Wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Does that succeed? The answer
No.
is no. So you're sneaking up on the guy, and you get right next to him. You put your knife to his throat, and what do you say? What did you plan on saying?
Oh,
This is Menelaus doing this.
Okay.
Our rogue.
Right, but,
Right, but we
he was
rehearsed
the one
it.
that came up with
yeah,
this
yeah,
plan.
yeah.
So.
Tell me
You're the brains of this
Tell me
operation.
he's plumb tired of this, and they're leaving.
Oh, yeah. So he seemed to be the one in charge. You wanted to get him to say, I'm plumb tired, and get people to go. Okay.
Yes,
So
you should say that.
say what you say.
You should tell your compatriots that you are plumb tired and ready to go.
He says, not on your life, buddy. And he turns to get in combat with you. You can't, and he yells out, we got some, and then here we go. You can make a check to try to kill him right now. If you succeed, he will be dead, although he will have raised the alarm no matter what.
Yeah, which
All
is
right.
why we're in position.
All right, so go ahead and make your check,
Okay.
and then we'll roll initiative.
I rolled the d20 again, right?
So this is going to be with your dagger. So you'll probably need to. Do you have a space on the front of your sheet for dagger? Probably not. So just make a new work entry
Okay.
on that second page where you had throwing knives. This is going to be just another one for dagger, and it's going to be an F to start with, but you'll get better at it. So I imagine this is going to be a +1 is what you're going to roll.
Okay.
So go ahead.
That's what I have. Isn't that
D20 +1. Yeah, y'all are going to have to get used to adding negative modifiers to start with.
13.
Oh, yeah. So he says, we got some kind of... And then
Right.
he falls down dead. So you can also make your work roll to progress that skill, D8 +3, yada, yada. Basically, every time you're going to add 3 when you do this until your tier increases, because you will progressively progress slower
Okay.
as you get better at things. But don't worry about that.
Okay.
So now it's time to roll initiative. Go ahead and do that. D20. plus Dex mod.
My D20.
If you beat 10, you can go first. Otherwise, the monsters are going to go.
Okay.
Me too, or just them?
Anybody, I think.
Just if you beat 10, let me know.
I got 12.
10 or more.
Me.
So you got it. He got it. And what'd you get? So you're after them. Okay. So right now, you've got one dead leader, apparent leader, and one guy in a log. If there are other people, you don't know about them. But the guy in the log, you can tell he's leaning back to get an axe that's stored behind the log that the traveler coming up from y'all's way wouldn't have been able to see. So this road is 10 feet wide. There's forest on either side. There's the hill on the far side. You're probably like looking across at the log and at the hill rising up in front of you through the cedar forest. And that's the situation. There may be others. There may not be. You don't know yet.
Wouldn't we?
You can take an action to like just look around and see what you can see. Use perception if you want, but you don't have to. So just tell me what you do.
I think this kind of went semi according to plan because like we're still set up hidden.
Yep.
So like I think he would kind of stay out in the open but back.
Who? No one's out in the open yet.
Well, I mean in the trees, like in the clearing, like wherever this guy was.
Just stay where you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I wouldn't move. I would stay behind the tree till I heard that guy approaching.
Okay. What about you, Tim? You can do the same thing?
Would I get a surprise? Because that guy doesn't know.
No, there's
there?
no surprise.
Oh.
We've already rolled initiative.
I feel like I would bum rush this guy.
Oh well, if that's what we're doing, let's
The
do it
guy on the
together.
log?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna trip and fall because I rolled a 4.
Oh yeah, you don't go first.
Yeah, I don't go.
Okay, so you can go with Tim and bum rush the guy on the log, or you can hang back. It's up to you. If you go out, you'll reveal your position. Otherwise, you can remain hidden.
Do I have time to pull out a crossbow and take a shot?
You can do that with your turn. Yeah.
I think that might be the best use of my skills.
Okay.
You had a crossbow this whole time. Could have just shot this guy.
Oh,
Well, I had a crossbow
Doesn't
and
mean I'm
daggers.
good at it.
Yeah, that's
Also,
true.
there's a lot of trees and stuff.
There's a lot
maybe
of
stuff in the
trees.
way.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Who knows? Who knows?
It's all
right.
conjecture.
So why don't you go first? Because your cross. Actually, who had the highest initiative score?
I had 14.
Okay, so yours will resolve first. So while you're getting your crossbow shot lined up, he's rushing out. So go ahead and do your thing. You will have advantage because you're just running out of the forest, and this guy's not prepared for this.
Yeah.
All he has is like a bearded axe.
Vex has a beard?
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
They have like the kind of like long thing right there.
Okay, yeah.
Crit.
Crit?
Yeah.
Almost like a tomahawk
Yep.
looking. Yeah.
It's super into IPAs.
How much damage you do?
Handles flannel. Was that Max?
Yeah.
So did he roll?
Yeah, he rolled
18.
Oh my god.
18 damage?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
He rolled
I have a great sword from my previous expeditions.
it's pretty excellent. Yeah, but he just rolled.
And I did roll 2 6s on my first.
So what happened?
I think you glitched him in twain.
I think I legit cleft him in twain.
All right. So roll your HD, and to represent that you've used this great sword before several times, right?
Yep.
You can give yourself plus 50 to represent that previous experience, and then add whatever you rolled just
That's where.
then. It's your HD plus 3.
No. But what is this for?
It's to progress and get better at your
At
sword.
Sword.
Yeah, it's your
Okay.
great sword.
It affects your modifier.
Yeah,
Eventually.
So right now you're going to be like -3 with it, although it doesn't matter since he critted. But eventually you'll be able to have a +3 in addition to your proficiency bonus to represent the benefit of going to the academy.
3 plus. So my roll plus proficiency is
Wait.
added to my work.
No, it's just your +3 plus your roll.
Okay.
The +3 comes from your current tier, but don't worry about that. You don't need to remember that. Just remember +3.
Okay.
It'll
we're-
change eventually.
So he's getting his crossbow ready, and I'm sitting behind a tree, and I hear like a splorch.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
He is
Meanwhile,
cleft in twain.
you can pull back and not shoot when you see this happen.
You can also vomit.
And make a perception check in reaction to this. So, what's your perception bonus? It should be on the left-hand side there. It's one of the skills.
+1.
+1. So make a perception check at -2. So instead of +1, just subtract 2 from whatever you roll on the d20.
Okay. 15 -2.
Oh, 15. Oh, that's actually really good. And also you can make a work roll. So do the same thing to increase your stuff on that. You can see two figures up on the hill, like on one of the lower tiers of the hill, like it's rocky and craggy, and you could climb up it. They are running away, like back into the pine forest.
I'm gonna look at Tim and
Or
go,
cedar forest. I should say.
do it again.
I did.
No, they're out of range. They're like
Okay.
up on the
Cool,
hill
yeah.
and running back to the back side of the hill.
I'm gonna go. If that's it, I want to go through the check the
Check
leaders.
pockets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I can't take a shot at these guys just in case.
Actually,
totally
you can. You'll have disadvantage because they're running away and we'll have cover, but you can
Right.
totally take a shot.
Is it worth doing that just because I'm not doing anything else?
I mean, you'll get work points.
yeah, let's
So
do that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So D20, it's going to be probably -1 or +1.
I rolled a 20.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what's a crossbow do? D8 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll 2D8 and add your dexterity modifier to it.
6 plus.
You killed him.
Yeah.
You got him right in the neck, and he
All right.
falls down.
All right.
Okay, so also, everyone who attacked someone or was attacked. So no one was attacked, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Besides these,
But you attacked two people.
Yeah.
No, okay, in melee.
Yeah.
So you meleeed one person, and you meleeed one person.
I'd say Tim meleeed too.
Okay, so roll your HD and add that result to your HP work. So just make a running total beside your HP. And when that gets to 100, you get +1 HP.
Hey Tim, sometimes following me leads to good things.
So
What do I
Do
get?
I roll
let
that
us
also?
here.
just for when you were in melee with a knife, you
Okay.
don't roll it for ranged attacks.
Okay.
Man, I don't get nothing.
So the more you're up in the mix with people, the more HP will increase. And also, if you're a fighter type, your HP will increase. Your HP will increase more rapidly because your HD is bigger.
So we add this to our HP?
No, not to your HP.
The work
Make another
HP.
work, like a 0 to 100 tally beside
Mm-hmm.
it. So when that gets to 100, you'll get +1 HP.
It's kind of like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls.
Yep.
Every stat as you use
Yeah.
something that
Yeah, I
requires
get
it, it's
You'll
it's-
Which
improve
is
it.
why if you keep jumping as you walk,
That's right. Jump as you walk. Make
Athletics,
sure you're,
athletics,
make sure you're
athletics.
sprinting while you're running.
So if I keep doing these forward rolls, my acrobatics will be amazing. Just rolling everywhere. I'm not walking, I'm rolling.
he tumbles
That-
everywhere.
Tumbling.
That's funny. But yeah,
Cartwheel.
you do have to do it in a stressful situation for it to count. But okay. So congratulations. You're gonna loot the bodies now.
Yep.
Is anybody gonna stand guard for other things going on?
I'll stand guards. They don't have much.
Okay. So you say that, but now here comes the MacGuffin.
What?
I'm just. All right. This guy has 2 platinum pieces.
Oh,
The leader does.
Platinum plus.
Platinum plus. Platinum of Birmingham. And
I
then,
want to see the gold.
the other guy has 4 gold. We're doing gold standard, by the way. Not that it matters because you don't get XP from it, but you do. There are stores and stuff you can buy magic items and stuff from in the wilderness and the dungeon. So that's another way you can improve your character.
I want to go pick up that guy's bearded axe.
Okay, just write it on there somewhere.
What is that?
It's just going to be D8, like a battle axe, I guess.
It ain't magic.
And it has an inscription on it in the blade that says
Boy.
no. It says son of Mattis, Mattis.
Why does that mean something to me?
It may not.
No, Mattis.
I don't know.
It may not. It
Figure
may
it
or
out.
may not.
No. I mean, like me. That sounds like something familiar.
I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
Google it.
Former Secretary
No,
of
don't do it
Defense.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Mad Dog Mattis.
Oh no, that is what it is.
That's not what I was thinking of when I got the name, but that is something.
Quick question. Do we all get some of that gold or just
Yeah,
what
it'll
gold
be
is
split up
looted?
eventually.
Okay.
Somebody just has to carry it.
I'll make sure everybody gets their fair share.
I
There was 1 platinum piece and 2 gold pieces.
I was reloading my crossbow as I asked that question. So
By the way I recommend, the way I would do it, and the way I want you to do it, but I understand you may not do it today, to keep track of your inventory is to get one of these little note cards, fold it in half, cut it in half, and have like little tiny stands, and on each one, write an item, and then stack them up per container. So everything in your backpack goes in one stack.
I like
Everything
that.
in your belt goes in one stack.
I like that. That's good.
But
And then you can do like slots.
yeah, and then it's all easy.
Is this a Stranding game?
Yeah, it's like Dungeon Stranding.
Yeah.
That's how I like to do it.
A lot less Norman Reedus nudity.
Oh, hadn't gotten it. I'll have to go out and get it now. I am gonna wait till it comes out on PC. It looks like I'll enjoy it.
I love Donkey's review of it.
I didn't watch it because of spoilers.
Yeah. Bad game.
They say it bad. All right, so now what do you want to do? There, you can continue past the log down the road. You can go back around the way that you know how to get into the Kobold dungeon under the hill. You can go explore up on the hill, or you can continue, like I said, going forward to places you've never been past here.
Onward.
Past.
All right, do we want to keep playing, or do we want to stop here in the dungeon and do an after dark and stop? Or are you good to keep going?
Well, so this would be where we stopped before we explored here and then went down in the dungeon. But now we're at the point of where kind of that same stopping point, but we go past.
Yeah,
We're actually headed to the dungeon proper.
We're in that direction at least.
Yeah.
I don't know how many stops there are.
Because we went down in the hole.
yes. And
But we're not
gonna
going
keep
there. We're going past that.
Correct. Yep. So I think
So do you want to keep going or stop?
I think that's a good place to stop. I mean, unless you can tell us, Meta, that we're close and we could keep going. I mean,
you are not. There's many things to interact with on
Yeah.
the way.
yeah.
Although eventually, once you do that, you'll be like, okay, I know this is here and this, and you just say, I want to go straight to the dungeon and skip all the stuff. I'll
Is
check
this a
for random-
roguelike?
Technically,
kinda is.
yes.
Yeah, it is.
D&D is a
I
roguelike.
think
Well, this
OSRs.
Roguelikes are D&D likes.
Yeah.
But-
I think this is good. I mean, it helps me remember easily. We stopped at the hill, which is the same place we kind of stopped at before. We can go. We can start.
And then when
deciding.
Jim is here next week,
Yeah.
he can just be like, okay, straight. We're starting
Yeah.
in the dungeon. He'll be happy, and we can keep on going.
It seems legit.
And you guys have been the test bed for the new mechanics.
A bed of testing.
So, okay, we'll stop here and do a After Dark. What's an After Dark? You may ask, dear listener. An After Dark is a patron-only episode where we talk about what happened in the game, likes and dislikes, and just chill out. It's cozy. It's comfy. You just hang out. Get some eggnog.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's the season.
Now I want some nog.
I'm gonna get some brandy.
Oh, you guys remember when I brought that
Eggnog.
glog? That
Yeah.
stuff was good.
Stuff was
I need to
good.
go get some of that.
Give me some dairy and give me some.
I'm about to
gas.
make my own eggnog again this year. It's so good.
Yeah.
Did you make some last
yeah.
year?
Bring
I
it-
typically make some.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I can put fake sugar in it, so it's not a billion calories, or I
I
can
don't-
put real sugar
Nah,
in
man.
it.
Give me that real
Put a
sugar.
little half and half.
Dude, have you looked at how many calories eggnog has?
It's
care.
thick, boy.
It's a
You only
ton.
drink it once a year.
It's a ton.
Because you got like that egg and that yolk
And the
you
nog.
got
And all
that-
the sugar
you got
and
the
then the
sugar
nog.
and then the dairy.
Oh, it's rough.
It's like a meal,
It is. It's a meal in a cup.
meal replacement.
This is the
Look
first
at-
year I haven't made it because our chickens went crazy like 2 months ago. We haven't.
They don't
gotten
like
enough
eggnog?
eggs. No, they've started laying their eggs in random places where the dogs find them before we do.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was a raccoon incident, all sorts of things.
The
I make it
dreaded
every
raccoon
year
incident.
though.
Well, I hope it works out.
Did it eat some of your chickens?
It ate only one, but the rest of them were like, "We're not laying any more eggs until you sort this raccoon situation."
Now I will be willing
Did
to.
your chickens unionize?
Yeah, pretty much.
If you make a good eggnog, I will sponsor the $1 it costs to buy Target eggs, and then you can
Yeah,
go
yeah.
make some eggnog.
I do make a good eggnog.
All right, well, this is the kind of conversation you can look forward to.
Yeah. Little teaser.
dark.
Borden's
And-
canned eggnog. It's the best. If
And-
you're not going to make it yourself, sorry.
I will be putting up in the show notes, which should be ggnorecast.com/183, the handouts that I referred to, like when I was talking about the campus and this kind of thing and the dorm. So you can see what that's like. And if you're a Patreon subscriber, patreon.com/ggnore, you will be able to see some of the dungeon content that I ran through and am running through. And I'm preparing. These guys haven't seen yet. There's a whole wilderness area up here. There's a dungeon they haven't even entered yet. So there's lots of stuff there you can plug and play and just have a good time hanging out.
Yeah, it's a fun forum of like-minded people.
GG Nori.